I come from compassion. It's just my nature. I come from a willingness to understand and to be understood.
Right.
And I come from wanting to connect. I mean, the secret of that show for 25 years is that people could see themselves in.
You won't believe what's happening on Oprah's private island. The FBI reportedly got hold of some shocking footage, and everyone's in disbelief. We're talking secret rooms, hidden cameras, and all kinds of wild revelations. Remember when Oprah was all about giving away cars and her favorite things? Now, she's at the center of a scandal that's making people question everything.
I want to attack Oprah for her not always being honest, for her being a snake, for the things that she's done regarding that. And if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll know we've taken some shots at Oprah. We're not afraid. Most recently about the Maui wildfires that she was grifting off of. It was disturbing. But you can go way back and learn about her connections to Harvey Weinstein, where we exposed her in that video, as well as the one I did. I'd implore you to check out the one I did to Britney, but I think it's to everybody. Don't trust Oprah. What she's done to the Michael Jackson family is deplorable. I've talked about that as well. I'm one of the staunch, most vocal supporters of Michael. Everybody's afraid to defend Michael. I am not. I've done the homework. To those of you who say, Andy, be careful, I would say do your homework. In fact, stay tuned and hit that subscribe, because we are going to get more into that to help you guys understand more of the truth. So hit the bell, hit the button, smash the like button. There's a lot more coming, and a lot about Oprah that I will keep uncovering. And this is one I wanted to talk about because she's out there doing all this positive press. And look, again, I don't care her dieting. I care when she lies, when she's not being genuine and honest. That's when I care. When she completely threw out that Leaving Neverland documentary she supported, which was full of lies and nonsense, after already being such a supporter of Michael's family. Anyway, I digress. Now she's out there saying she does use weight loss medication. It's a maintenance tool, and I'm absolutely done with the shaming. The fact that there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like a relief, like redemption, like a gift. That this billionaire finally has doctors that could give her stuff. It was public sport to make fun of me for 25 years. In this week's cover story, I've been blamed and shamed and blamed and shamed. And she talks about all these hurtful moments of how she was called lumpy, dumpy. And look, none of that is right. Didn't feel like I felt sad. I felt hurt. I swallowed the shame. I accepted that it was my fault. Look, she's looking great. Good for her. She turns 70 next week. Again, looks fantastic for 69 turning 70.
Let me fill you in on Oprah's secret island. It's far from just a beach getaway. We're talking about a whole hidden world she's kept under wraps for years, and you've got to wonder why she's been so hush-hush about it. Rumor has it, wild things go down there that sound too crazy to believe. Picture this: pristine beaches stretching for miles, crystal clear water sparkling like diamonds, and sprawling mansions that make the White House look tiny. But that's just the surface. Behind closed doors is where things get really interesting. And the guest list? It's a who's who of Hollywood, politics, and big business. We're talking a list of celebs, billionaires, and some unexpected names you'd never guess to see mingling with Oprah. The kind of people who don't usually share the same air as US regular folks.
But she's optimistic. She now has a better handle on how to maintain her health, and she's sharing all this. Now, again, she talks about her weight fluctuations and all this stuff, yada, yada. But the biggest reveal was that she finally admitted that, she's using these medications. But it's important to talk about how she's revealing this. I eat my last meal at 4 o'clock, drink a gallon of water a day, and use the Weight Watchers principles of counting points. Now, Weight Watchers is a huge sponsor of hers. I think a partner, she gets paid by Weight Watchers, so you got to keep that in mind. I had an awareness of weight loss medications, but I felt I had to prove I had the willpower to do it. I now no longer feel that way. She adds, I was actually recommending it to people long before I was on it myself, telling people to use these medications. Turning point was in a pharmaceutical aides herself, where she taped a panel and she talked about, I had the biggest aha with many people in that audience. She posted, I realized I'd been blaming myself all these years for being overweight, and I had a predisposition that no amount of willpower was going to control. Obesity is a disease. It's not about willpower. It's about the brain. And she says now she's released her own shame about it, consulted a doctor who went on to prescribe a weight loss medication. I now use it as I feel I need it as a tool to manage not yo-yoing. She's not going to name a specific drug, of course, because she's not getting paid yet, and that would be dangerous if it's bad. The fact that there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight, staying healthier in my lifetime feels like a relief, redemption, a gift, not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for. I'm absolutely done with the shaming from other people, and particularly myself. Now look, typically I'd say, great, your body, your choice, you do what you want.
But here's the thing, what are all these VIPs really doing there? Because I can tell you right now, it's not just about catching some rays and sipping on Mai Tai. Word on the street is, there's more happening than meets the eye, secret meetings, shady deals, maybe even some things that aren't exactly legal. If you catch my drift, and let me tell you, this island's got more secrets than a teenage girl's diary. Every corner, every building, every little patch of sand probably has its own story to tell. But who's listening? Who's watching? That's the real question, honey. But if you think that's wild, just wait until you hear what the FBI uncovered when they started digging. This island ain't just a playground for the rich and famous, it's a whole web of secrets waiting to be unraveled. And trust me, what they found will have you shook.
Do you have enough money in your arsenal to find out about anybody that you associate with?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would it not behoove you if every time you heard about it, you investigate it?
Right.
And if you don't investigate it, what are we supposed to think if every time it comes up, you give an I don't know answer? I'm going to start assuming that you do know, but you don't want to tell nobody, because if you do tell people, we're going to have to investigate you. And then you have people running cover for you. Dr. Phil. There's so much scandal with him. Now, that's another thing I have to link to my other channel when I go into that side of it. Like I said, the underbelly, we're exposing what we can talk about here. Mind you, there is a sub-level that's even worse that we can't talk about. Just as long as people understand this, what we mentioned is just the court case alone. You have another slimy section to this thing that is, when I tell you it's bad, it's bad. But we have a school. You heard about the accusations. You don't even go over there. Then you settle out of court with the lady that was in charge of everything.
We tackled.
If you settle, what does that tell me about you not wanting it to go to court? Why are you settling? If you have nothing to hide, why are you not carrying this thing all the way through and getting to the direct bottom of who was in charge of what and who did what, who let what happen? Why are you not doing that? Because you're probably hiding something that you don't want people to know. And she was.
Oh, absolutely.
She is.
Yeah.
She is hiding something.
And let's make it clear on this. When he say that if you settle things out of court, so sometimes people settle things out of court not because they're guilty of that, but they don't want other things to come up. I actually won a civil suit like that. This guy didn't want to show certain things that he didn't want to show in the deposition. So right before the deposition, he settled. So just remember that. So for people that say, well, no, just because people settle, and it's also sometimes, okay, so on her defense, you may settle something because, let's just say if somebody want to sue me right now for $100, right? It ain't worth my time to go to court and fight. So I might just give it up unless it's a moral issue for me. And this would be one of those moral issues. You're not going to accuse me of these kind of things. I'm not giving you nothing. We going to court and we getting this settled and getting it straightened out. So there's no way she would have settled that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not for me. Now, I'm not saying that my issue with her in the settling is the premise behind it. The lady it was a defamation lawsuit. The thing that would have come out is Oprah's hand in how she hired, what she knew about the hiring, and what she knew about what was going on in the school and how much she did about it. That's what I have problems with. You did not allow those things to come to light. I don't think she allowed them to come to light because she knew what was going on.
Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about a few security cameras? But trust me, this ain't your mama's home security system. The FBI stumbled onto something that's got everyone from Hollywood to DC trembling in their boots. And girl, when you hear where these cameras were hidden, You're going to need a moment to pick your jaw up off the floor.at first. Everything seemed normal, just rich people keeping an eye on their fancy properties. But that was only the tip of the iceberg. As the FBI started digging, what they uncovered is straight out of a spy movie, but worse. These cameras were everywhere, and I mean everywhere. We're talking bedrooms, bathrooms, and even the dang shower. Can you imagine? You're in there thinking you're all alone, just lathering up, and bam, someone's watching you. It'll make you want to wear a raincoat in the shower from now on. But it gets even crazier. They found cameras hidden in the weirdest places. Picture this: you're reaching for a book on the shelf, and bam, a tiny camera's staring right back at you. Or you're admiring some fancy artwork, not knowing you're the one being displayed. The streets are saying they even found cameras in places I can't even mention without blushing. It's like privacy packed its bags and left for good.
Biggest thing here is that you're a person that experienced it, right? And then you watch,
Exactly.
and you can see the same behavior in this woman called Oprah towards other people, and you can identify by looking at her what her goal is. And I would think for people that have been through that area of life, it must be taxing to watch.
It is very.
You are a very strong woman. We're getting some good calls. You know what? You should also contact us. We might want to talk to you and talk about how we can protect our kids and the do's and don'ts. Sounds like you're very open to talk, very intelligent, and you have some good information and experiences that most of us have not experienced, and most of us, and I don't think none of us want to experience. I don't care how low down and rotten you are. Well, I take that back. Most of us do not want to go through this. No, some people sell their kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to think. Yeah,
that is true.
So yeah, make sure you send us a message. You can send us a text on this 1-800 number, and let's talk. You know what I'm saying? And we'll probably get you on the show and get some information from you and help some people out. We really appreciate it.
Let's talk about what these cameras were catching. This ain't your grandma's home movies, honey. We're talking footage that could make even the most scandalous reality TV show look tame. The tea I'm hearing is so hot it could start a fire. Think secret meetings, shady deals, and stuff that would make a sailor blush, and that's just the PG-13 version. But here's the million-dollar question: who's watching all this? Somebody's got to be on the other end of those cameras, right? The streets are saying it could be anyone from nosy billionaires to foreign spies. And why? Well, that's the real kicker. Is it blackmail, some twisted form of entertainment, or something even darker? Turns out this whole island is wired like a Christmas tree. Talk about a secret surveillance system that would make the CIA jealous. Every move, every whisper, every little secret, it's all being recorded. It's like Big Brother on steroids, but with better views and fancier cocktails. But honey, if you think this is wild, just wait. The cameras? That's just the beginning. The FBI found something else on that island that's going to make your head spin: weird, hidden rooms that don't show up on any blueprints. And what's inside them? Well, that's a whole new level of crazy we're about to dive into.
This is the Oprah from not that long ago. This is from Thursday, September. This is 2 months ago. 2 months ago. When I guess she's been on it. She must have been using it for more than 2 months. 2 months ago, while on it, she's allegedly on it. She admits she refused to take Ozempic and Wegovy for weight loss. That's the easy way out. Now, to be fair, she's not acknowledging that she's taking either of these. But I want you to hear this quote. The ideas of getting weight loss drug, just substitute any drug in there, guys. Refused to feel like it was taking the easy way out. Billionaires openly battle with decades for her weight. Discussed the ongoing obesity, which affects 2 billion worldwide. During the panel, she said she had a few thoughts on the latest Hollywood trend, the FDA-approved prescription medication, which again, it doesn't matter which drug you're using. She's not telling us which. She's speaking on behalf of all of them, in my opinion. Shouldn't we all just be more accepting of whatever body you choose to be in? That should be your choice. Even when I first started hearing about the weight loss drugs at this same time, I was going through knee surgery, and I felt like I've got to do this on my own, because if I take the drug, that's the easy way out. Someone who was shamed in the tabloids every week for 25 years for not having the willpower to work on her weight. She said it was demoralizing to see it become so popular. And then this doctor said obesity is a chronic disease, so the word willpower, she doesn't use it for her patients. So It's hard to see you ostracized the way you've been because this isn't about willpower. It's not your fault. It's about how our bodies regulate weight, and each of us is different. Each of us is unique. It's not one superior to the other. Look, here's what the doctor's doing to try and justify. This is months ago. But what's weird is Oprah does this a lot. She connects to some doctor that tells her what she wants to hear, that she can then monetize and usually bring her on the show or help be a part of her plan. And she makes it part of the thing. And that's where I'm bothered here, because as she's explaining this, basically saying it's an easy way out, she hasn't done it, which to me proves she's hypocritical. You can go even beyond that, and you can see that, yes, her own company, Weight Watchers, offers prescription weight loss drugs. Yes, Weight Watchers offers prescription weight loss drugs and diabetes drugs like Ozempic. Winfrey has been an investor in Weight Watchers and on its board since 2015. So that's, just so we're clear, she's not just getting paid, she's on the board. She's on the board. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to call you out, Oprah, for you doing this People magazine cover, how amazing you look on the new weight loss drugs that you finally, they fixed me. Is it, how are the long-term effects? Is this really safe? All these questions. And how much are you profiting now? And are you going to eventually reveal what drug it is? This feels shady to me. And you previously had been all about against.
Girl, you thought those cameras were scandalous? Hold on to your weave, because we're about to spill the tea on something even juicier. The FBI didn't just find hidden cameras, they stumbled onto secret rooms that would make your favorite spy movies look like child's play. So, what's hiding behind those walls? Let's just say it ain't your grandma's cookie stash. Picture this, the FBI's snooping around Oprah's island, right? They're checking out the fancy houses, poking through closets, doing their thing. Then, bam, one of them leans on a bookshelf, and suddenly they're in a whole new room. It's like something straight out of Scooby-Doo, except this ain't no cartoon, honey. These rooms aren't on any blueprints. It's like they don't even exist, but they're there, and what's inside? Well, that's gonna make your head spin.